I know you've been putting this bus together for 3 years, and there's no one who doesn't want to see mobsters go to jail, including and especially the one person in the room who's had one of them put a gun in her mouth. Probation, community service, or better yet, just consider that all she did is run a poker game exactly the same way every casino in America does and drop the goddamn charge.
Kanye's newest work.
I haven't. I was gonna wait till we were done here.
I don't
want to hear your review.
I'm just gonna tell you.
Okay,
it's short. It's a 24-minute album. It's only
an EP.
It's basically an EP, but he didn't call it an EP. But I
Why would he?
really like it, man. It's different. I like part of it is like almost like spoken word. The other part's like straight up R&B. But there's some lyrics on there that had me howling laughing.
When's the next album come out?
Well, he's got the one with Nas producing that he produced for Nas, I think, in a month, and he just had the Pusha T one come out. So I don't know when I don't know anything.
I don't know what the hell he's ever
I don't think
doing.
Kanye knows what he's doing half the time.
No.
But
let's be serious. How great is Nas?
Nas is my favorite rapper of all time, and the third voice you're hearing here is our friend Ken, who is joining us on episode 6 of You Watch, I Listen. How you doing, Ken?
Great.
Well, thank you for coming in. Now, Ralph, you know Ken way better than I, so why don't you go over the genesis of your friendship and guys, and then I want you to talk about the trip you guys took, little bro getaway this past weekend.
Ken's my good buddy. I've known him through 3 jobs now.
Now, who follows who?
He follows me always.
You follow Ralph. Is that by design?
I mean, the man has a nice ass.
So that's why you're always following.
It's not a nice ass. It's droopy. It's misshapen.
It's sweaty.
It's poorly wiped half the time.
All right, fine. I like to see his receding hairline.
Oh.
I don't think he does so.
I didn't know I had one.
So he's followed you to 3 jobs.
3 jobs.
And so how long have you guys known each other?
6, 7 years now.
6, 7 years. And I've probably known you for like a year now, but we didn't really hang out until the bachelor party get-together thing that we did where I was just coercing Ralph into drinking excessively. And
another one of my groomsmen told me that you're a bad influence and I should stop listening to you.
Now let me, Ken, I think you can agree with me here. I wasn't really pressuring Ralph. I just said, come on, just drink that. Have that shot.
I mean, it really doesn't take a lot with Ralph.
No, it's like, that's the thing. Like, the guy's telling me, like, oh my God, you're a bad influence. I'm like, all I said was drink this.
I'm a bad
all right,
influence.
I'll drink it.
It's like the zebra cakes. Eat the zebra. Okay.
No, you didn't eat them. You swallowed them.
I swallowed them.
Hey, Ralph, swallow a piece of pizza whole. Go for it.
Not
now.
Well, we have other
treats
treats coming up, which I have to follow up with you because we didn't follow up last week about the shark food. So what's the deal with the shark food? Why don't you explain to our listeners? Because I had a lot of people that were looking forward to seeing us eat this garbage.
So little bad news on the shark food. So basically, a few shows ago, I think it was the Josh show, I was going to buy
Hot Carl,
which is fermented rotting shark meat from Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
It's universally considered to be the most disgusting food in the world.
Unless you're from Iceland, I guess.
Unless you're from Iceland, and I don't.
Or you live in IKEA.
That makes sense. Who lives in IKEA?
I'm going sidetrack.
Ralph.
Me and Ken ate dinner at an IKEA once on a business trip.
Why?
Why not?
We're Ken and Ralph.
I liked his answer, not because you're Ken and Ralph. Why not is the correct answer.
Yeah.
That's the answer I look for from almost any food escapade. But what happened with the hakar?
So I placed the order.
Blessed by a rabbi. Hakar.
Yeah, because of that huge rabbi population in Iceland.
Maybe there is. We don't know. Go on.
Hold on. We're gonna while I'm talking, I'm gonna look up the demographics of Iceland.
But so what happened with the food?
I ordered it. And I got an email saying, "Hey, you don't want to ship it the way you're shipping." And I was already paying like $50 for the shipping. And they're like, "No, this is rotting shark meat. It can't rot anymore. You need to air express this." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. How much does that cost?" It was like €150, which translates to about 180 American.
So the Carl, the shark eating will not happen. So I think we need to come up.
I think we need to do a GoFundMe for the shark.
I don't
meat.
even think it's that, man. I think now that we can't do the one that you promised, I think that you're gonna have to revisit something that you did once and you don't ever want to do again.
Oh no.
I think we're gonna have to do the Ghost Pepper Challenge on the show.
Do you have it right now?
No, I don't right now, but I'm gonna have it soon. Ken? Do you think it's a fair compromise?
Well, I mean, I'll throw the $180 down right now.
You will not.
Oh, he's very irresponsible.
Listen, if you're serious, it'll happen. And I will eat it, and I will try my best to keep it down.
Well, you need to be on the show again, though.
Yeah, well, when it got here, we would have you on. It would be a follow-up episode. You'd be the first follow-up guest.
See, the problem with that is I don't want to deal with the smell of this.
Just have it sent here or to Ralph. If you have it sent here,
shark piss. It's called shark piss meat or something.
Is that really what it's called? Shark piss meat?
I think that's what it translates.
My mom used to call me. Shark piss meat. All right, so we're gonna figure out some kind of substitution that's gonna make us sick or feel terrible, and we'll get a video of it. So once again, this is episode 6 of You Watch I Listen. Happy June 1st.
Yes.
Happy post Memorial Day. Yes. I get it out of the way. How many hot dogs did you eat for Memorial Day?
I don't think I ate a single one.
Ken, did you have any?
Had 2 at the game in Boston.
Okay, that's okay. You didn't have any at the game?
Oh, I did have one at the game in Boston.
So at least you had one.
It was a foot long,
my
too.
final tally over the weekend was 9. I had 5 on Sunday, and then I had 2 Saturday. No, I had 5 Sunday, and then I had 2 more that night. And then I had 2 the next day.
Do you cook them or eat them raw?
I grilled them. I don't eat them raw. I'm not going to just eat a stick of bologna.
You've never eaten raw hot dog? They're fully cooked.
You're right. I lied. I've eaten a raw hot dog more than 4 times.
I'll go one more than that. I've waited for it to defrost and got screw it.
At least you didn't eat it while it was frozen.
Oh no, he did.
Oh wait, I did. I thought you said you waited for it.
No, I didn't.
That's got to be like, you want a popsicle? Here's a hot dog.
Popsicle.
Like you have children, you don't get them ice pop, so you just give them frozen hot dogs.
Adventure.
So I'm glad you guys did that. So I kind of want to jump right into it because we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. So we're gonna go into our reviews from last week's recommendations. You led off last week reviewing Windy City Heat, so I'm gonna review the one you gave me, Cut Copy in Ghost Colors. Now, if you're following along on Twitter, you've seen I've done some commentary on it. Now, Ralph, when we started out on this venture, I told you that I used to be really into, you've known, I used to be really into music, and then I kind of steered away. So I've really been looking for things to like open my ears again.
Yeah.
And this album made me want to stop listening to music. No, so here's the thing. The thing that I hate more than anything, and it's been a trend in music since the mid-2000s with bands like The Killers and Modest Mouse and Franz Ferdinand, is why are they trying to recapture that 80s retro digital sound? It just the album came off to me, and I did like 2 songs on it. It came off very, very uninspired. Like, I didn't feel like these guys had fun when they were making the album. I just pictured them like sitting there doing algebra, and then in the middle of it trying to record an album.
Why would they be doing algebra?
Because because the closest thing I could think of that bored me as much as this album, or frustrated me as much as this album, is doing any type of math, and algebra's where I went. So
that's like the most basic math too.
Let me go over a couple things here. There's 4 tracks of just noise. There's no song. It's just sound.
They're like intros to the next song.
No, they're not intros.
Oh, I'm sorry, outros.
It's ambient noise. It's like we were talking about Nine Inch Nails' Ghosts. I'd rather listen to Ghosts again. But so there's 4 tracks of just ambient noise. Every song ended with just 40 seconds of sound, like at least 40 seconds. One of them was a minute and 15 seconds of just sound and slowly fading out. To do what?
Make you think.
So let me tell you the songs I liked. I did like Unforgettable Season. That one sounded all right. I don't know if it's anything I'd ever put on again, but it was a good song. And I liked So Haunted, but the chorus kind of ruined it for me. I thought the verse was great, the bridge was great, but when it got to the chorus, it just turned into that same uninspired crap. So you've done a pretty good job giving. This is how much I didn't like it. I literally put on the Bobby Womack album again, the one I didn't like, because it just left such a poor taste.
I'm going to be honest.
Mouth.
I did not expect you to like this one at all. But
Thank you.
I do like the album, and I do think it's a unique album. But
I'm in the minority. That sound, that 80s sound, has been popular for so long, and it does sound like an 80s album. And I get that. That's a very popular demographic. Shtick. Yeah, I get it, but I just don't understand when people write music and they write songs, is why is there like, it feels like it wasn't written with any type of energy or passion.
Well, they're Australian.
That doesn't mean anything. I mean, the Australians seem like, no.
So that's every Australian song needs to start with that.
Yes, start with that.
Does that.
It would have been better if it was Austrian.
Yeah, I would have liked some Austrian music. Like, oh my God, and like an Arnold Schwarzenegger album. Would you listen to that?
Isn't there an Arnold Schwarzenegger themed band?
No, but actually, they just reminded me.
No. There is.
Themed band. I want a band with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's okay. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it's a guy doing Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So I mean, this album, I was. literally, I texted Caitlin and I said, I'm so fucking angry at Ralph right now because the album just infuriated. And I wasn't like I just listened to it once. I was like, maybe I'll like it more in the second time. I hated it more. I was like, maybe the third time I'll start to figure it out. By the third time, I was ready to cut my wrists. It just is not like that sound. It just does nothing for me. You can't hear the bass line, probably because it's all recorded on bass, and it just
it's an electronic album.
But like music to me,
better or worse than Ghost?
I'd rather listen to Ghost.
Oh, the bullshit.
I would rather listen to Ghost.
Bullshit.
The music in Ghost was better. I would rather listen to Ghost. I don't like. Okay, the 1980s left 30 years ago. Why are we going back to this sound? And I know this album was recorded in 2007, I believe.
But bands do that all the time.
They do it all the time. But why that specific 80s retro?
Wolfmother's a complete retro band that's critically acclaimed.
But it's different. They're playing actual instruments. These guys are playing on fucking. They're trying to get that specific digital Vice City sound.
So why is it okay to do it on?
Whoever said, hey, you know what band inspired us? A Flock of Seagulls. No one's ever said that.
I'm sure they're.
Okay, so I got the one guy here. He's actually part of Cut Copy.
He's actually part of Cut Copy. So he's just suppressing Australian accent.
So this one, because I hated it so much, I went back to my grading each song. And I came
just
up with.
Just go through it quickly, because there's a lot of
the
tracks.
first song, "Feel the Love," when I first heard it, I gave it a 2, and I actually downgraded it to a 1 after multiple listens. Out There on the Ice, a 1.5. Light and Music, 1. We Fight for Diamonds, a 0. It's just sound. Unforgettable Season, a 3. That was a good song. Midnight Runner, boring, 1. So Haunted, 2.5. At first, I gave this one a 3, but as I was listening to it and the chorus just grinded on me by being redundant and repetitive, which I know a chorus is supposed to do, but it didn't tell me anything about the song.
Wait a second. What is the grading scale you're using?
It's 1 to 5.
He's never 3 is good?
Yeah, a 3 is good.
Consistent.
Oh yeah, if it's 1 to 5. I mean,
a 3 is good.
3 is good.
Yeah, 3 is good.
He ranks each song and then he averages it and he goes, "Oh, it's not that good," because he'll have one.
So he's gonna knock algebra and he's averaging shit.
So, well, listen. I said I don't want to sit there and do algebra. That calculator eliminates that for me. So,
look at this technophobe.
on a
Texas Instruments over here.
On a good on a good album, I won't do.
When I just called you a technophobe, is the exact opposite of what I meant to call you.
You're an asshole,
idiot.
On an album, I do like. I'm not going to grade each song individually. I'd grade the album, but on this one, because it was so few and far between, it deserved what I'm doing to it, which is critiquing each song. So Voices in Quartz was another one. It's just fucking sound for a minute. 0. Hearts on Fire, 2. Isn't that the Hearts on Fire, the song at the end of Rocky 4? So it's not even the good Hearts on Fire. Far Away, boring, 1. Silver Thoughts, just noise again. Just like, hey, guys, we need to get some filler on here. We have to get the 15 tracks. And one of them just goes, let's just do 4 songs of noise. And they all sound the same. It could just have been one long track of noise. So
do you want that? Because I have the album for you.
I'd rather do it. Strangers in the Wind, a 2. Visions. This is what I wrote for the review. I didn't even put a number. I just put fucking noise. That's all it was. Nobody Lost, Nobody Found. I actually gave a 2. Again, not terrible. And the last one, it's just humming and ambient noise, a 0. So this one, I gave it 2 scores. No one wants to hear that. They'd rather, that actually kind of sounded like them. So I gave it 2 scores. I did one average grade with the songs that are just noise, and it was a 1.1. And with the sound, it becomes a 1.5. So just based on having more there.
You're a douche.
I just don't get the 30-second outros each time. It's just not my thing. I don't ever want to hear that 80s sound unless it's a song from the 80s. I used to make playlists that was just 80s music, and I made like 8 albums just called Ass Cream Mix Volume 1 through 8, and every album had Steve Perry's "Oh Sherry" on it, because that is like a solid one for me. You always had "Come On Eileen," and these are songs I could laugh at and enjoy. I couldn't even find like fun in this to like make fun of. Like even with like Modest Mouse, I can make fun of it and have fun. I was just miserable. You made me a miserable prick.
That's just sad.
Yeah, like why would you? Like this was supposed to be a fun show, and you're just gonna make people hate themselves.
Well,
so
Ralph's really good at that.
On my recommendation, avoid Cut Copy in Ghost Colors. This is the first one I can say. Unless you like bad music, don't listen to it. So Ralph.
Okay, before I get to my review, the Austrian Death Machine is the name of the album. It's
by who? By who?
I'm sorry, by the band.
The band is called Austrian.
It's a singer from As I Lay Dying who is in jail for trying to murder his wife.
Yes, he set up a hit on his wife.
Yes, it's a side project, and he sings poorly Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I would love to listen to that.
I've never heard it.
I think I'm going to have to listen to some of that.
Okay, we have to listen to it.
I gotta say,
it's entertaining.
I'm a fan of the lead singer's policies on how he treats his wife, but...
Okay, we'll listen to the first album. Either, choose the album you want.
We'll probably
Total Brutal, Double Brutal, or Triple
No, you're not
Brutal.
giving me an album that you never listened to. That's not okay.
No, this is a side thing.
Okay, then I'll figure it out. We'll talk on our break. So why don't we go into the movie that I gave you, which was Molly's Game.
I'm glad that you hated my album, because I fucking hated this movie.
Why did you hate it?
Didn't even watch it.
No, I knew he watched it because his fiance told me they watched it last night.
I know it's critically acclaimed.
Mm-hmm.
There was very little of this movie that I liked. Let me start with the good.
You're the first person. I know a lot of people. So you're the first person I've come across that
I read the
didn't
reviews.
like it.
I read the reviews. I read a lot of it. First thing, I know Chastain. It's like considered her
She's
best
great.
role. Hated her in her. I thought I was watching Jennifer Gardner. That's the performance I thought she gave.
No. Time out.
No.
First off, Jennifer Garner looks like a horse. Jessica Chastain does not look
yes,
like a horse.
okay.
That's my biggest issue.
Space killer.
So go on. You didn't like Jessica Chastain.
I just couldn't stand it. She just there's a scene where she gets beaten by an Italian mobster. Literally, I'm not gonna say I was rooting for her to get beaten, but I felt nothing. I was like, well, maybe she should have, followed the rules. Maybe she should. I wasn't.
She was following the rules. That was the problem.
Well, maybe she should have followed the mob's rules.
As if she wasn't already in legal trouble.
I liked Elba as a lawyer.
Idris Elba is one of the most criminally underappreciated actors out there today.
There was one scene I liked in it, and it was the scene where he stood up for her while she was being interrogated by the FBI.
Oh, about Molly.
Yeah.
That was when he just rips into the lawyers.
Yeah.
That was
goes
awesome.
over what she's doing.
Did you like anything about the movie?
That's
Elba.
Elba.
That's crazy.
Kevin
to me.
Costner's role was so heavy-handed. I have daddy issues.
But that's how it was written.
He shows.
That's the book.
The book sucks too.
See,
the movie sucked.
So
I hated it.
If 100 people say they like it and you're the one that doesn't, what should we do with you?
Oh, this album was critically acclaimed.
It wasn't critically acclaimed like this movie was. It got good reviews.
It's got like an 80 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got good reviews. It's not 99.
When I looked up the
I'm
reviews
not hating
for
the
this,
wrestler.
when I was looking up the reviews on that album, it was like good to pretty good. I didn't see any that were like overwhelming.
It got like an
great.
8.5 on Pitchfork, which for Pitchfork is like 11 out of 10.
Yeah, but they review Franz Ferdinand and the Killers positively, and I don't ever want to.
I like Franz Ferdinand and the Killers.
No, dude, I saw
a lot of people do.
No one likes Franz Ferdinand. If you saw him live, the guy forgot his own lyrics.
Well, fuck
to the
him.
single "Take Me Out." He forgot the lyrics. Like, if you're gonna remember the lyrics to one song, shouldn't it be the one that everyone there heard? Like, they were one of the worst. They were probably the worst live band I've ever seen.
The scene where Kevin Costner just shows up when she's skating.
Yeah, that I didn't like. That was a goofy.
The 3-minute psychology breakdown.
I did like that scene. I didn't like him just showing up. That was goofy.
He roots like all her issues and her daddy issues, which would be great, except they barely allude to it. Like the first scene in like once or twice, like in flashbacks for a few moments.
But they go over it the whole movie. Her issues with relationships and with men, and
the way
they flash back throughout.
Elba and his daughter, like that's supposed to be like kind of a parallel. And
correct.
They never really expand on that.
Yeah, there were some loose things.
The ending, and I do understand it does mirror real life, where like she gets off at the end with like a really life sentence, but it was so predictable.
Of course, it was definitely
coming. I knew the story, so I had to have
What'd you think of Michael Cera as player? I thought he was awesome as player.
He was great, except he was out of the movie 20 minutes in.
But how crazy is that? That's supposed to be fucking Tobey Maguire, which it makes sense.
Fully believe it.
Tobey Maguire hasn't done like anything movie-wise. When's the last time you saw him in anything? He definitely burned bridges with the shit he would talk to people.
When she's getting arrested and she goes, bet on the favorite. Well, she's
there was some really heavy-handed stuff.
If the movie was like a comedy or more lighthearted, like I'd be like, okay, but like they're trying to. It's supposed to be the serious role.
That I can agree on because it tried to be like Casino at times and like Goodfellas with the music weaving in and out and taking serious things more lighthearted, nonchalantly.
When she's like randomly going into like she understands poker and they have to drive it in where she's going like you missed him on the river. Like we get it, you understand poker. It's the same thing. Jennifer Garner and Draft Day. Pober. They're playing Pober.
But don't you think this compared to Draft Day being like an actual autobiography and like a major, like a New York Times bestseller, a big thing, that it has a little more validity to the thing? Because in the book she had to explain it.
I didn't particularly enjoy the movie. I understand it. If it was a fake movie, I would hate it, but it's a real story that I feel like they dropped it. Like I really did not halfway through the movie, I paused it. I went to Courtney. I said, I really don't like this movie. Maybe I need to like reset my mind because I know a little bit of the
Take
story.
some medicine.
Then tried to really like reset my mind in it, and I still hated it. I really did not like this movie.
That's stunning.
It was,
like I said,
it was a chore to get through. When it was over, I'm not exaggerating. I went, Courtney, hey, let's watch Draft Day. I want you to see Draft Day. I'm not exaggerating.
Well, I'm glad
I enjoy Draft Day more than
So was this movie as disappointed as the second season of True Detective?
Oh my God!
I didn't get past the first
I saw
episode
a great tweet last night.
Hold
it's
on,
funny
I
that
need
you,
to
you mentioned
plug in my laptop, but I'm listening.
It's funny that you mentioned the second season of True Detective because with the what's the right word for this? The fuck up that J.R. Smith had last night, and they go, "This still isn't the worst thing J.R. Smith has done. He once killed a guy in a car, and he thinks the second season of True Detective is better than the first." I was like, could you believe that with J.R. Smith last night? I was texting.
Actually, you know what? I can because I'm a Knicks fan.
Yeah,
I can believe
you
anything
saw it. He did that once to them
Smith.
too. He didn't know the score. Like, how do you like the amount of awareness you don't have?
How about this? Don't fight players in the middle of a playoff series that you're winning. Jerk.
He came into when I wasn't working there anymore. I know he came in, or I wasn't working that night. He came into Best Buy the one time, and everyone was like, "He's exactly how you'd expect him to be, but he's huge,
Tall?
yeah, tall,
Trying to lay the pipe.
tall, tattoos." Missing big shots.
So yesterday,
taking games off.
When he back dribbled and time expired, I went, "Oh, they won the game," because I thought I was stupid that I forgot the score.
Like people want to get on George Hill for missing that second free throw.
He should have made it.
He should have made it to be sure, but he's George Hill. He's not like LeBron.
That's not a mind fuck. He just missed the shot.
It happens. It's one thing if Durant really should have been the GOAT in that situation because he let J.R. Smith box him out and get that ball, and then all of a sudden he sees J.R. Smith running away. He must have been like.
Also, this isn't a moral victory. I heard some people say, "Well, they played the."
How could you have a moral victory when you got blown out in the second
deflating.
half? Whatever. So
let me go back to my grading.
Go back. Yeah,
okay.
we're tangent.
So if it was a poker hand, pair of fives.
Just a pair, not even a two pair.
A pair of fives.
Wow,
that like translates like to 2 out of 5.
Well, I'm glad that you finally hated one that I recommended, but I was waiting for it to be one. Like when I was listening to the Cut Copy album, I said at one point to Greg, I was like, he gave me an album that he knew I would hate,
and I didn't give it to you because I was like, oh, I really love that album, but I didn't think it was your taste. But I thought, you know what?
I thought you did it just to piss me off, and I actually gave you this one thinking because, like I said, I know I've recommended this movie to a ton of people, and not a single person came back with anything but like it was really good.
And Courtney loved it. She loved the movie. I hated it.
Maybe you're just a cunt.
Yeah.
A feckless cunt.
A feckless cunt. Hey, can you please apologize for that statement?
I'm sorry.
Okay, good. Because we don't want to offend anyone.
I have to bleep that out in post.
So feckless cunt. Just put some dub your own voice over him. Freckleless jerk. So, all right. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. We both hated each other this week. Granted, I had to hate you like multiple times because I listened to the album a bunch of times, but you had to hate me for 2.5 hours.
And I knew it was a movie that because I've heard you talk about this movie.
Yeah.
And I tried not to hate it. I really disliked the movie.
I think you just have a problem with women in power.
Yeah, you're right.
Doesn't he come off like that?
He's the anti-feminist of our
generation. He's a real misogynistic prick.
I thought they should change it so was Kevin Costner in the lead role.
You literally said your favorite scene was when she was getting beat up by the mobster.
I did not say that.
Ken, did you hear? Play the audio back. See, he said it.
I played the audio back. Let's go to the break.
All right, so now that we got that out of the way, it's funny that you brought up the Arnold Schwarzenegger band, and I said I wanted him to actually be in a band, because I actually have a story here that it just came back to my mind, that an actor is actually going to release an album, an actor that I personally love. And it was because I guess some executives saw him playing at like a random jazz lounge. Do you take a guess on what actor I'm going to say? Think about like a serious guess on like someone that's a little eccentric.
Johnny Depp.
He already does that. Ken, do you have a guess?
Slightly eccentric.
Yeah, he always kind of plays weird. He always kind of plays the same role in every movie.
Johnny Depp.
No,
he plays Tim Burton. He's dressed in black.
I know.
You are right with that, but I'm gonna go Steve Buscemi.
Unfortunately, it's not Steve Buscemi. It is Jeff Goldblum is releasing a jazz album. He's apparently
I am so
the most jazz album guy.
All in.
So I am like the album
is
cover.
It called The Fly?
The album cover. Goddamn rich cunt.
That's not from The Fly.
I know. know. I'm just
throwing
going back to
cunt
old
around a lot.
He's used it
As
more
well we
times
should.
in this show than the previous 5.
So what? The album cover should be the one of him in Jurassic Park with his shirt unbuttoned, laying down.
Life finds why.
That shit, dude. I love the original Jurassic Park.
I do too.
I'm so happy he's going to be in the new one. But I'm so down for a Jeff Goldblum jazz album.
I'm
I
all
will,
in.
Like if he does like, I think it's supposed to be like almost like a lounge style, but they're like he's a really good piano player and he's a really good singer. So that's one I'm very, very excited for. What's your favorite Jeff Goldblum role? Like if you had one. I mean, I do love The Fly. The Fly is one of the best. It's David Cronenberg. Visually, the
Fly is his best role. My favorite role has to be Independence Day.
Oh,
he saves that movie.
He plays the same thing, and he plays Jeff Goldblum in every.
But
movie.
I can't
Saves
get enough.
Independence Day. Independence Day is one of the greatest films ever created.
It's one of the most important movies of all time.
It is.
Along
This
with Twister.
movie-
Independence Day and Twister are so
Mother-
important.
They're American classics. I mean, if
Yes.
you don't like Independence Day,
You're not American.
You're not American.
You're not American. So, very excited about Jeff. My personal Jeff Goldblum movie, it probably is The Fly. I like him when he's on Tim and Eric, when he does Tim and Eric Awesome
I do
Show.
like that he does weird things like that.
I like that he kind of just plays into the weirdness of Jeff Goldblum.
He also seems
I was
like-
actually going to go with the Lost World Jurassic Park. The second
hate
one.
that one.
That I actually like 3 more than
I
2.
agree 100%. I actually like you're gonna hate this. I like 3 better than Jurassic World.
No, I like Jurassic World a lot more.
I didn't hate Jurassic World. I just didn't particularly
Jurassic
like
World felt like it was trying to be its own movie while paying homage to the original. And the scene with Jimmy Buffett actually running from Margaritaville with 2 margaritas in his hand alone makes that movie perfect. And I like Bryce Dallas Howard. I like Chris Pratt. So I thought, and Vincent D'Onofrio is always awesome.
And again, Jurassic World, I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. Like it was just okay.
The thing that people forget when they're comparing like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Jurassic Park 3. I went out of order there, but Jurassic Park 3.
No, you didn't.
Jurassic Park
Less
3 had
ones.
no fun whatsoever. It was just dark and moody, and it didn't even look. They added in weird dinosaurs on another island no one knew about.
I'll tell you this, which I did like about it, though. They did break from the formula with a small group of people. It's not like the...
What, in Jurassic Park 3?
Jurassic Park 3. It's just a small group. They're trying to escape.
I thought the thing that was cool about Jurassic World is actually seeing the park operating and shit going down then. And the fact that they brought back the old T-Rex and that it was an idea of actually like training these things because they're they went with the genesis of the original with B.D. Wong from the original being in it.
completely agree. I mean, I thought it was really good, except the ending. I did not like that stupid fucking fish dinosaur.
Oh, the Megalodon.
look, I'm a huge fucking
where
shark.
it saves the day, the Megalodon.
Can you do that again?
What's that?
Your shark impression?
His shark impression is your Grohow voice, which is also your play voice.
I'm a big stupid fucking shark.
Yeah.
Ah!
So, but you
Can we just do the rest of the show with that voice?
I thought it was good.
It was
I mean,
entertaining. I thought it was the best sequel for sure. Better than 2, The Lost World, and 3.
The Lost World's
Yeah,
the worst of
yeah.
all of them, I think.
It's weird. So I hated The Lost World the first few times I saw it, and I watched it again not that long ago, and I didn't hate it as much because there were some cool parts to it. But overall, the movie sucks. Like as soon as they get into the city, it just takes a stupid, goofy turn.
That's
And
what loses me.
His random black daughter that there's no explanation for.
Does she come back?
No, she comes back in Jurassic World. He's in court talking about it. Life finds a way, and she's like, "I haven't seen you in years, Dad." In front of court.
So do you know
Is
what
that like the random black kid in the back of the Honda Odyssey commercial from a couple years ago?
It might be.
Wait, do you know what the original plot of Jurassic Park?
Jurassic World, you mean?
No, well, it was Jurassic Park 4 originally.
With the dinosaurs knew how to shoot guns.
They were like a human dinosaur hybrid driving a bus full of guns.
They trained them how to use like rocket launchers and machine
Ken's
guns.
jaw is on the ground.
Because he wants to
right
see
now.
that movie.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
like that needs to be one of those sci-fi movies.
And Jeff Goldblum has to be in that.
Dinosaur World with guns, the sci-fi movie.
Like,
This is just natural
there's
evolution.
a part-
He goes, life finds a way, then
You know the scene with the,
Yes, that is the fucking.
the water on the glass
he walks
starts,
into a high school.
the water in the
That's brutal.
the water in the glass starts like vibrating, like kind of like an homage to the first movie. He goes, they have guns now.
And then you see the fucking T-Rex walking up with a minigun.
Arnold's in it.
He's got a minigun.
They just go, let's just blow our budget. Fuck it.
Then the next one, Jurassic Park 5, Rise of the Mammals.
This is
Little
5.
rodents
This
with
is
fucking
5.
handguns.
This is 5. Jurassic World 2 would be 5, isn't it?
Well,
in
I
theory?
mean, we were talking about.
No, we're talking about the new
What it
Oh, the
timeline.
goes
spin-off, the movie that didn't happen.
The mammals.
Okay, gotcha. The mammals.
The mammals rise.
Oh, you could do a crossover, Planet of the Apes, and Jurassic Park.
Guys, we are
Mic drop.
Who's gonna finance?
I'll write the script.
We're starting to GoFundMe or Kickstarter. So we're gonna have it's gonna be called Rise of the Jurassic Apes. And it's
like the title of our show.
It's gonna star it's gonna star Jeff Goldblum. Who else can we get? We need I don't need people that were in the movie.
Crispin
Glover.
Yeah,
Crispin Glover. I don't care if he died in the first one. I need Samuel Jackson back just to say, hold on to your butts.
And throw Newman back too.
But in our movie,
he's doing anything.
He's gonna pull Samuel Jackson and say, hold on to your butts, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like we have to have it like that. So
Keenan's got to be in it.
Kenan Thompson.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel. Triple X saves the fucking day. Xander Cage.
Yes,
saves the day in Rise.
And then the
skateboard.
Rise of the Jurassic
so cool.
Apes.
And then The Rock comes in on the gorilla at the last scene.
And then Pierce Brosnan surfs in on a tidal wave, like, and die another day.
Okay, we can raise about $30,000 in finances.
All right, so you heard it here first on episode 6 of You Watch.
30,000.
You Watch, I Listen on June 1st, 2018. Coming out in 2 years is going to be Rise of the Jurassic Apes.
We're doing it all for $30,000.
So, Ralph, did you have any other stories you wanted to talk about?
Actually, this is a good segue.
And no scripts this week,
it's
right?
Not a story. No, I do have another surprise, but it's later in the show.
Wonderful.
I was thinking, this is a good segue. All the humans are dead. A meteor comes and it just kills the humans. All the other animals are fine.
Like us too? Like
cares?
Would we survive?
No, we're all dead. All the humans are dead. Who is our successor? What is the animal that takes over for us?
Cockroach.
No, the cockroach. No.
Keith Richards.
He survives.
Wait, time. I need to pause. 30-minute cooler beer time.
Cooler beer?
30 minutes.
Oh.
Tradition.
This is a good topic. We're not dropping it. The animal talk topic.
You're getting a big bud.
This bud's for you.
Don't chug it this time, Ralph.
No.
All right, guys, crack open the cooler beer, please.
Do it in the mic obnoxiously.
So,
Oh, foamy.
again, if this is the first episode you're listening to, these beers have been in this cooler since January. And the cooler has been in this garage since January.
They're getting rough.
That's delicious.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I did a Bud Light. They did Bud. If I was doing a Bud, I would not feel well. So, what were you about to say, Ralph, before we switch to cooler beer?
Seriously, if we go away, what animal becomes the next humans? Like, we're the sequel, the Jurassic World of humans.
I mean,
I think it's got to be an ocean animal.
An ocean animal. Okay. What if the meteor hits the ocean?
No, it just the event just kills humans. All right, Al Qaeda and the Russians and boom, we're all dead.
So it's not Judgment Day.
not
Skynet didn't go live.
Yeah, just humans are gone.
The rapture
just
humans
takes
are
us all
gone.
away.
Okay, it's like this is the end.
This is the end.
The
what is
leftovers.
the animal that becomes
Top of the food chain.
I'm the humans now.
The grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear.
The grizzly bear.
Why?
It's just a matter of semantics. It has an attitude. It's aggressive to begin with.
That's not semantics.
It's tomato. The claws are like razors. What animal can you see going toe to toe with a grizzly bear in its element? I mean, ultimately, if this event happens, the vegetation is going to take over. They're going to have to go into different conditions where they can survive more. The grizzly bear will take over, 100%.
See, I like this idea. However, what is more terrifying than a pack of rabid squirrels?
They got the numbers.
Squirrels
with a hive mind.
I don't ever see more than 4 or 5 squirrels together.
Yeah, 'cause
so what
they're
kind of pack
scared.
are we talking about?
I mean,
like the Mel Gibson pack, like the kind he talks about, or sorry, I have to go there. No, listen, a group of squirrels together, but squirrels are so scared. They don't.
Yeah, because humans are going bah, 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 all day.
But they're not. But even with other animals, they're not natural aggressors. You need an animal that is an aggressor if they're going to take over and establish dominance. This is what it's about. If there is no class order of us at the top of the food chain, it is going to be the aggressive animal.
see, I feel like there's no apex predator that's going to come out. See, we're the apex predator now.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
all we are, right?
And we've been for a long time.
Exactly.
But here's the thing:
The next
dinosaurs
thing
had a
that's
long
gonna-
reign. Like,
They did have a long reign.
Like we're the sequel to the dinosaurs. What's next?
They had a long reign, but not all of them were apex predators.
That's true.
Okay, well, there's not all apex people.
And let's be fair here. A lot of dinosaurs did survive. Birds are dinosaurs. Alligators are dinosaurs.
I don't need your religious
turtles.
bullshit.
It's not. Yeah, you're right. It's
Megalodon.
the shark at the end of Jurassic World. So what, Ralph? You're disputing our theories. What animal do you think will take over in the event of the human?
He's gonna say otter. He's always
No,
gonna
it's not the otter. That's only when we're trying to think of an animal.
If he says otter anyway, I'll be so mad.
The dolphin.
Wrong. The dolphin?
The dolphin.
Oh, you know what? I'm on board with this one.
Dolphin. They're so intelligent. They can finally swim around without stupid propellers.
Jason Taylor. Zach Thomas. Chris Chambers.
Oh, shit.
Tim Bowens.
The dolphin.
Randy McMichael.
You root for a fish.
No, I root for a mammal, stupid.
It might as well. You know what it is? It's a fish plus.
It's an enhanced fish.
It's an expansion pack to the fish.
Here's the problem with dolphin, though.
They
They only rule in the seas.
That's true.
They can
Now,
build.
there are river dolphins.
Oh.
Now, this adds a new element to it.
I've never heard about a river dolphin.
The Yanks-
They got them in the
dolphin.
Amazon.
Interesting. Well, I mean, is there any creature in the Amazon that beats the river dolphin? Like, can a pack of piranha, would they fuck up? I would think they would fuck up a dolphin.
No, but I'm pretty sure a pack of anything really will fuck up
But
a
I
single
think
thing.
with enough time, they'll start building dolphin houses and dolphin
With
weapons.
what? What are they going to build it with?
Coral!
Coral. Isn't that the shark? A coral.
A coral.
So
coral.
I listen. If we're talking, okay. So this is where I think you can't.
By the way, we have brought up sharks like 8 different times.
I don't. This is our Shark Week.
Week.
I don't think you can. I don't think you have the right to say dolphins because you specifically stated when humans go extinct, and by saying humans being extinct, you're talking about where we dominate. We dominate on the land. We're a land species. So you really do have to go with a land species. The dolphin is not a land species.
Okay,
so what do you have?
Okay, land animal.
Let's be fair here.
Okay.
I mean, really, the sea is the last frontier for the humans.
Yeah, but you know,
It's
the
true.
sea, the reason the dolphins don't reach their
It's not
potential
the final frontier.
is
It's the last
No.
frontier.
our dumbasses keep putting them in tuna cans.
It's delicious though.
Oh my god.
I love some
No.
non-dolphin
How-
safe tuna.
When you
And
see an
nutritious.
when you see an
Yes,
endangered
lot of
species,
protein.
how badly do you want to eat it?
Oh,
I want to
if
eat a
see-
condor so bad.
There's nothing
So
more.
bad.
If I ever became like a Make-A-Wish kid, I want to go hunting for an endangered species, like a bald eagle or
It
a
would be a
giant,
holiday.
like a giant panda. Like, so we'll just look for Micah, and we'll just snipe him out, like, or dump flesh-eating fish into a public swimming pool. Like, those are my wishes on my
aren't-
deathbed.
These are very bad wishes.
Why is it bad? I just want to shoot a bald eagle. I want to.
They're not endangered anymore.
They're not. Then
No,
why can't-
they're off the list.
Then why can't I go and shoot one right now?
Go
America, that's
When's
why.
the last time you seen a bald eagle just chilling?
Me and Caitlin saw a bald eagle over the summer. Actually.
Bullshit.
No, I will get the landlord shortly if you'd like me to confirm this, but we did see a bald eagle not that long
whatever,
ago.
who cares?
So go to a land animal. What is your land animal? This is your subject, and you have not given us a proper answer. I am more inclined to agree with the pack of squirrels over your fucking bullshit.
Okay.
I still think the grizzly bear wins, but
The African elephant.
ooh, the
Big
elephant.
and smart.
And very, very smart. And the other thing
They live long.
The other
Huge
thing,
shits.
The other huge shits. So you
Huge
can just
shits.
shit on your opponent.
Renewable energy.
The other thing that they have that other species will not have
Tusks!
not just tusks, but elephants are so intelligent they actually have empathy. So they would be able to get allies on their side.
Yeah.
Something I
And then
learned-
betray them.
and then betray them when it suits them. So I'm still gonna go with my grizzly bear. Because I saw The Revenant and I saw what that thing did to Leo, and that was a real bear. So elephants would be my number 2. Squirrels have to finish in last, Ken. You are a man of the squirrels.
Wait, I just got an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
An aquatic gorilla.
Yes.
So it's I got another
See, what
movie
we really
idea.
forgot- what
I got
we really
another.
forgot was we need some sort of reptile or amphibian because we need to conquer both.
Oh,
Oh.
that's true. So a reptile or an
Beaver.
Beaver.
Isn't that a mammal? A beaver?
It is. It is.
goes beaver.
It is. But they're at home in the water and on land.
That is true. That's a good point.
They can flood all the other animals out.
So you're
Ooh.
telling me
Planning.
it should be a megalodon?
He's enough about the megalodon.
My uncle's screen name on AIM forever was Megalodon because he was obsessed with it.
Wait, his name wasn't Don and it was Megalodon?
No, his name was Paul. He's my Uncle Paul. Yay!
Yay.
And
I'm banned from his restaurant.
Paul's place. So we I guess basically let's hear what you guys have to say. In the event that humans were extinct, what animal would take over the land? Which is going to bring me to a subject. This is something actually I saw trending on Twitter, and I
Yep.
thought this would be interesting because we did just talk about sports a little bit with the NBA, but I don't know if you guys. I know Ralph, you're not that active on Twitter. Ken, I don't know if you're really on Twitter.
Nope.
There was something going around with like everyone was doing this.
we have real lives.
It was no, you don't. It was
I
your,
definitely don't.
your favorite athlete for each of these individual sports, and it was interesting to see what some of these people came up with. And I went two ways. Like, am I including Dolphins and Mets in this, or am I going to go like across the board?
You gotta take your team.
Yeah,
out.
I thought so. So the first one in the NBA, who's your favorite athlete of all time? If you have an answer, I don't want dead silence.
Okay,
so if you don't have an
real
answer,
quick.
I'll jump in.
Is it all time? Like,
all time.
Can it be like a
time.
historical figure?
If he's your favorite player that you ever watched anything on,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
fine
so
with
it
that.
has to be someone that I saw.
I kind of went with people
Smush
I
Parker.
saw or I saw a lot of. I know a lot about.
Smush Parker.
Smush Parker.
No, that's not my answer.
So who is it?
I need to think.
My favorite is Dirk Nowitzki. I love Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk's good.
Dirk would be my favorite play. You know, he won a championship with the team. I love a player that where it becomes like it was kind of like John Elway at the end of his career. It's like an odyssey to win a championship finally. And he's one of the best. He's probably one of the best pure shooters you'll ever see, especially at 7 feet.
See, with the NBA and being a Knicks fan, I really don't have anybody that I can choose from.
Yeah,
for my own team.
It's hard for you.
It's really good because I can use somebody else.
All right.
I'm gonna go big game Robert Horry.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really, really good one. I had not seen anyone post that one. Which brings us to Ralph. Ralph, come on, NBA.
I think I'd go. I have two. Paul Pierce.
Okay. I like Paul Pierce.
I like Paul Pierce.
Fucking animal of a player.
Great player.
But I just mean that
doesn't-
he's a dog. He's a fucking dog, which is what I like.
If he was a baseball player, he'd be Trot Nixon.
Trot Nixon. Oh, I love Trot Nixon.
You hate him too. That's right.
All right, so if not
then
Paul Pierce, who?
Rasheed Wallace.
Oh, I did.
I love
Rasheed.
I loved. I like Ben Wallace a lot too. I was a fan of both of them.
Ben Wallace's career just hit a nosedive out of nowhere.
So
halfway
we'll go.
through.
I want to go through these because there's a bunch. NFL. Who's your favorite? I went with the doll. I went Zach Thomas. He's my favorite. He was just an animal at linebacker, borderline Hall of Fame career. A guy who was a 5th round draft pick. When he retired, he had more tackles than any linebacker in the Hall of Fame.
Who did you choose again? I'm sorry.
Zach Thomas.
Zach Thomas.
I loved Zach Thomas. It was tough between him, Jason Taylor, and going back to older guys.
I don't want to do my team, so I'm going to take...
If I wasn't doing my team, it's Peyton Manning. Personally. But who would you guys have for your favorite NFL player?
I mean, if I was going to do my own team,
it's Eli. Eli.
It is.
It has
to
be.
Think
Why
it was
wouldn't
going to be?
It's got to be Eli.
It was going through this year, and when he actually sat,
and then
I
you're
was
like, I love this guy.
I was really upset about it.
Yeah, and I'm not even a Giants fan.
This is the first time I was legitimately upset. Like
this cooler beer sucks, by the way.
Yeah, this is a rough one.
It's actually really delicious.
So, Eli Manning, Ralph.
Eli Manning would be my Giants.
I think that's what you kind of have to go with.
I mean, I guess you could go Strahan because it would either be Strahan or Eli, but I gotta go Eli.
What about non-Giant?
Non-Giant, I think Joe Thomas.
Okay, I like that one. That's a good one.
I like a guy who doesn't give up any play. Like when he finished his career, like when his career started to the moment it ended, he didn't miss a single play, and I like that.
That's fair.
I like an offensive lineman who shows up every day, gives you, 12 Pro Bowls in a row or something insane like that. I love Joe Thomas. That might be my next jersey purchase.
Ken, for you as a non-Giant?
Steve McNair.
Oh, that's a great one.
Strong.
Aaron McNair was my dude. I loved watching McNair play.
Either McNair or.
It's hard, man, when you think about it.
Oh wait, I need to change my answer.
What?
I forgot about a really. Can you continue?
Oh, he's gonna say Joe Webb. I know it. Joe Webb.
Seneca Wallace.
Yeah. I always made him my backup in Madden, and one year
he's got this weird Seneca Wallace thing.
I don't know why he got my. This is why. No, I do know why. My starting quarterback got injured, so I had to roll with Seneca Wallace my whole franchise, and I ended up winning the Super Bowl with Seneca Wallace. So I've rooted for him ever since, and he's been terrible.
Has he been in the league anymore?
I don't think so.
I think he's been in the league for like a decade.
I don't think so. I wish he took a knee years ago, so I didn't have to like him so much. He wouldn't have a job.
Yeah, the other one for me was Junior Seau.
I
love Junior.
So I love Junior. I had a long time where I hated him because of his stupid retire with the Dolphins. Then I'm going to go to the Patriots, and then I'm going to retire again. Then I'm going to come back with the Patriots, and then I'm going to, But he was amazing. He was
the first jersey I ever bought.
He was.
I had his Chargers jersey.
I remember one of my favorite Junior Seau memories.
Did you get the blood stain
it was
on
That's the car, dude.
On Madden 03.
That's right. Remember when he drove his car off the mountain?
Yeah, the first time, and he's like, it was just an accident. One of my favorite Junior Seau stories, it was on Madden 03. You know what they always did in the beginning? It's still EA Sports. It's in the game, and they would do sometimes where it was like players on the field saying it. EA Sports, it's in the game. They go to Junior Seau. Junior Seau was a stupid son of a bitch. He goes, EA Sports, you're the game, and they go, no, Junior, let's try again. EA Sports, it's your game, and it's like 4 times, and then finally he gets it.
Wait, is it better than Michael Jordan trying to do the? Is it in you?
Oh my God, no!
In you?
Well, at least like he was okay with them fucking with him there. Jordan does not like anyone giving him shit ever.
He's earned that, right?
Him and Charles Barkley aren't friends anymore because Barkley was critical of his front office moves. Like Barkley criticizes everyone.
changing my NBA pick to Charles Barkley. I love Charles Barkley.
When he got
post
pulled up,
NBA career, I didn't care for him when he was a player.
But he's great. Dude, one of my favorite stories when he got busted by the cops and he had a hooker in the car, and he straight up said to the female officer, he goes, "Honestly, I was just going around the corner to get a blowjob." Is what he says.
Like nothing beats the Miguel Cabrera story when he got pulled over during spring training with a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue.
And he took a sip before he got out of the car.
The cop's like, "Have you been drinking, sir?" One. Johnny Walker Blue down the hatch.
So
wait, I want to change my answer.
You can't keep changing it.
I only changed it once.
So what is it?
Rich Gannon.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love Rich Gannon.
All right, so the next one is NCAA football. I have to go with it because this is someone that loves the bad guy. I loved Brian Bosworth. Brian Bosworth was the biggest motherfucker, and also another one would be Ricky Williams because in college, Ricky Williams was a goddamn animal. But there's been guys recently I loved watching Johnny Manziel play. Like, how could you not enjoy watching him play football in his prime? And which his prime was like 2 years.
I'm not going against my Michigan fan,
Denard Robinson.
I love Denard Shoelace.
All right.
He would complete 2 passes and rush for 400 yards.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And what about you, Ken?
As a Notre Dame fan,
Boo, 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 boo. Charlie Weiss.
I was there for Charlie Weiss's last game. I was on the field.
Oh, I mean,
I was on the field.
Isn't
for
he
his
still
last
getting
game.
paid by them? So he hasn't had a last game yet, technically.
I was so happy when he.
Who has a longer contract, him or Bobby Bonilla?
The Mets are still playing Brett Saberhagen too.
What?
Yeah, dude. The Yankees are paying A-Rod till like 2028.
A-Rod's a Hall of Famer.
No, but it's crazy if you actually look at the list of teams that are still paying players that haven't been with the team in years.
No one's with him Bonilla though.
No, dude. There's ones that are worse than Bonilla. Like literally, you can look up the story. Almost every team has a guy they're paying for like the next 10 years that were like as simple as utility players. The Bonilla one, it's just the Mets, so it's really fun to pile on.
Does that count against your luxury tax?
No, not against a luxury tax.
Okay.
It does not. But who's your NCAA?
You know, I'm actually not going to go Notre Dame on this one.
Ooh.
Oh, you're not going to go Manti Te'o?
I'm not going to go.
His girlfriend?
Hi, Manti.
Hi, Daddy.
I didn't expect that.
I'm gonna go with a controversial pick because he's not good in the NFL.
Okay.
I loved watching RG3 in college.
He was great in college. It's so hard to say that he wasn't good in the NFL because injuries just killed him. Because his rookie year, he was he's the backup on the Ravens right now.
Comeback season.
Yeah, no, Lamar Jackson's gonna beat him out. So that's a good one though. What about NCAA basketball? I admittedly I don't watch a ton of college basketball, but I loved JJ Redick. I was all about fucking JJ Redick in college. He was a fucking animal.
I don't know. This one I really
there's a couple.
I'm going Christian Laettner just because of the
and how much
ESPN
everyone
30
hated
for
him.
30.
That's what I love that one. I almost picked him just based on that, and the same thing with Brian Bosworth. Like Bosworth was also
that was a good documentary.
The
too.
Bosworth one was great.
I'm going.
All right.
I'm another Michigan guy.
All right.
Weber.
Oh my God.
Chris Webber.
All right. What about MLB? Now, are you going to go with the pick of one of your Yankees or all time?
I'm going to go my favorite player of all time.
Who's that?
I'm going to go Ken Griffey Jr.
That's a good
Love
one, man.
Ken Griffey Jr.
I can't. He was almost mine. I can't disagree with that. Every kid wanted to be that's near our age wanted to be Ken Griffey Jr.
I had Ken Griffey Jr. cleats throughout my entire
I had the N64 Ken Griffey Jr. video games, all of them.
I have a Pittsburgh Pirates team that has not lost a game in 3 seasons.
So what about you, Ralph?
You know, I never really thought about it, but when you said it, this name came in my head. Craig Biggio. I love Biggio. I know you and I have an argument about the Hall.
I think he's. I think he should be a Hall of Fame.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking my friend from college.
Listen, anyone with 3,000 hits should be in the Hall of Fame, including guys on steroids.
The guy who can catch and then play second base.
Yeah,
and outfield, then come back.
Both really at all the positions he played, he really played at Hall of Fame.
I went with a guy on my own team. I had to go Piazza because in our youth, being a Mets fan, it was like him, and I loved Robin Ventura. I loved Edgardo.
That's not the Piazza. You go Marlins Piazza.
No, I'm not going Marlins Piazza for 2 days. But if I had to pick a player that wasn't a Met, it probably is Albert Pujols for me. It's just watching him, and even though we had the Mets and the Cardinals always had some weird fucking rivalry that didn't make any sense.
The MLB, my list, I could go on for hours.
Yeah, there's so many.
Like Tony Gwynn.
It's such a tough.
Mind.
Tony Gwynn, Nolan Ryan. I hate the Braves, but Greg Maddux, I loved watching pitch.
Yeah.
Like
favorite Yankee during your lifetime.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is really tough. When I was a little kid, Bernie Williams was my guy.
He's gonna say Eduardo Nunez. I know it.
Luis Soho.
Yeah. Richie Sexton.
My current Richie's. Oh. Jose Canseco.
Xavier Nady.
Mike Jacobs.
Xavier Nady. Curtis Pride.
Corey Lytle. Curtis Flight.
Curtis Pride doesn't listen to our podcast.
All right, so
already.
favorite Yankee in your lifetime?
It's really rough. There's so many. I might go Mariano.
I think that's a great one to pick. It's
like a hack answer. It's like saying that your favorite Zeppelin song, "Stairway to Heaven."
So
but
is he Mariano Rivera the only guy in professional sports of the major leagues, of all the major organizations, that you can say is definitively, far and away, without question, the greatest ever at his position? When I'm talking, you could talk quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, point guards, shooting guards,
there's
centers.
only one other position that compares. Ray Guy for punters.
I don't even want to compare positions. I'm just talking the greatest of all time in its position,
Yeah,
and there's no one even comparable.
The only one comparable for his position would be Ray Guy as punters, because it's Ray Guy, then an Ocean,
and then everyone else. Yeah,
but I think Mariano,
he's the only
for a position that matters.
He's the only one I can think of that is the clear-cut greatest at his position. And it's not fair to Ray Guy, but I don't hold the punter in the same regard that I do a closer.
Agree entirely.
Yeah. So, and I love Ray Guy, but I'm down with Mariano. What about this one? I couldn't answer because I don't give a fuck. NHL. Who cares?
The King.
Henry. Wait, the King. Wait, what? King of what?
King of not winning Stanley Cup.
That's the answer I was looking for.
I don't know.
I would go
Jogger, because he's been playing.
I'll just say, because I went to his retirement game, Scott Stevens, because he was a mean son of a bitch from what I saw. But I don't care enough.
So he's a good player.
Now, you guys don't. I don't know if you follow it like I do, but what about like combat sports, MMA, boxing?
Cowboy Cerrone.
Cowboy. That's a good one. A lot of people like Cowboy Cerrone. Ken, do you follow it enough?
I love Kimbo's blood.
His heart didn't love him much. Do you have an actual answer, or?
I don't really follow it that much, but if I had to go with anyone, when I was actually watching it, I liked
Mike Tyson.
Bones Jones.
Okay, yeah, I love John Jones. My favorite is Anderson Silva. And the last one, this one, I know what Ralph's answer is going to be, but professional wrestling. Ralph, go. Diesel. Do you have a favorite all-time professional wrestler? And if you watch at any point in your life?
I love the Ultimate Warrior.
Warrior says. For me, it's Shawn Michaels always. So I thought that was a fun little exercise. But Ralph, what are you doing right now? Because you put down the mic and you have a treat.
I have a little surprise for everyone.
That looked like. Is that show me what that is. That is the thing that we talked about last week with Taylor.
The thing that you said you didn't.
The watermelon roll.
A watermelon roll.
So are we going to eat this watermelon roll?
I have a challenge for us.
What's the challenge?
Do you guys choose to accept?
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm
here.
The challenge.
The three of us.
What?
This thing weighs. They do it by liquid. Apparently, it's 2 quarts.
So do I.
It's a 2-quart watermelon
cake.
So
do we have to finish it before the end of the episode?
Damn straight.
All
If
right,
this thing needs to be 4 hours, we're doing it.
Let's put it right here. So while we're on that, a couple other things.
I also want you to give a review on the flavor.
Okay. Now, Ralph, we talked about this recently, and I think after I talk about this, we'll go into our picks for next week as we're eating. So they were remaking The Crow. They were going to remake The Crow with that fucking... You like The Crow, Ken?
The original was...
Yeah, Brandon Lee. I love the original. I don't think it needs to be remade. I think it's timeless when you watch it. It's not dated. I
don't disagree.
They were casting Jason Momoa, the guy that plays Khal Drogo on Game of Thrones, who is like a bodybuilder size, which is not the size of the Crow. He was in the first season or two. I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones, but he's in the first two. Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That does not look like what the Crow should look like. He's supposed to be a scrawny looking dude, a martial arts type, not a fucking professional wrestler. And the Crow reboot was officially canceled as of yesterday. And I am fucking thrilled because I've been against this being remade, and especially once I saw that cocksucker Jason Momoa was playing him, because I remember seeing that when I was young, and that was like one of my favorite movies right away, and I still watch it once or twice a year. And you pick a guy with zero charisma who just has a look, who plays the worst superhero of all time, Aquaman. Are you leaking that cake everywhere?
Leaking it.
Is it melted?
Okay.
Oh, rip off the top and keep it. Yeah, put it down.
Okay.
Ralph is a fucking idiot. Like, this is supposed to be a radio show, and I have to sit here and do a play-by-play. So he opened up the box, and then he tried taking the cake out. But he literally tell you, he left the cake in this.
That's why it's measured in liquid.
He left it in the Attack Move studio for the last hour, where it's about 75 degrees, and it's a fucking ice cream cake. So
Attack
now,
Moves.
So now we have to eat this whole fucking thing throughout the course of an episode.
You have to tell me.
I'm doing my
flavor.
first thing. It tastes like. Remember when the ice cream man came along and you got those like character ice cream pops? That's exactly what it tastes like, with a gumball as a nose or an eye. That's what it tastes like.
What's sure about it?
Yeah, it's not particularly good.
It's great.
What are these chocolate chips? As the watermelon seeds? I'm assuming.
Yes, they are.
It's all right. All right, so we're gonna eat this whole thing. Oh my god. All right, so let's while we're eating, let's jump into our. And I'm sorry, this makes terrible audio having to hear us eat ice cream.
They love it.
Let's go into our
Would've
picks
been
for
better
next
if it was
week.
spaghetti.
So Ralph, I don't remember, but I'm just gonna go first and give you a movie.
Okay.
All right, so I have not given you like an action movie yet, have I? I know that the Prestige wasn't really action.
That wasn't an action movie at all.
So, we talked about this with Josh a couple weeks ago. A Tom Cruise movie, Edge of Tomorrow, is what I'm giving you. Edge of Tomorrow. Did you see Edge of Tomorrow?
I have seen Edge of Tomorrow.
What did you think of it, Ken?
I thought it was a feckless cunt.
See, and I'm the one saying cunt a lot. Did you like it though?
It was all right.
Admittedly, this is terrible audio. Admittedly, I'm a fan of Tom Cruise movies, but
My belly hurts.
we got to clean off this fucking table too, because there's fucking cake everywhere.
It's good.
So Edge of Tomorrow, premise of it is it's almost like a Starship Troopers type premise. There's aliens that came to Earth or whatever, and Tom Cruise is part of like the branch of the military that handles media and goes on the news. He doesn't actually see battle, but they have some type of disagreement, and he actually gets thrown into battle, and he goes into war, and something happens where he gets killed, but he comes back the next day, and the same thing all over again.
Groundhog Day?
It's a sci-fi version of Groundhog Day. It's highly entertaining. Emily Blunt is in it. Bill Paxton is in it. Very well done movie. They're making a sequel to it right now. Got great reviews. It didn't do great.
Edge of yesterday.
Edge of yesterday. Yeah. Edge of the day after tomorrow. And there's a big hurricane, and Al Gore endorses it.
We are not doing any damage to this.
No, and it's not that good.
You know,
Pretty poor.
I over-exaggerate.
Thank you, Ralph.
Yeah,
for giving me
get rid of it.
diabetes.
Go offer the girls some.
They're going to eat it with just our...
Go offer the girls some. Our other host of You Watch I Listen is going to go take care of this, because this was a terrible, terrible idea. It's not that good, and you got to clean off this fucking table too. You feckless cunt.
Get out of here so we can make fun of you.
So, I saw Edge of Tomorrow in the theater. Like I said, I really, really like Tom Cruise action movies specifically. Like the Mission Impossible series, I fucking love, and I think they get better with each movie.
Sorry, brain freeze.
No, yeah, dude. This was terrible. Do me a favor, grab some paper towels behind you just to fucking wipe this garbage down. This was stupid. This thing sucked. This watermelon roll. It's not even called a watermelon cake. It's called a watermelon roll. And I'd like to add that this is what Ralph disputed with me last week when I said that I think the Snickers ice cream bar is the ideal summer ice cream treat, and he said watermelon roll.
It's no Cookie Puss, that's for sure.
A Cookie Puss is very good. Also, I love a good Chipwich. A Chipwich is fantastic.
Chipwich is the shit.
A Chipwich is the shit. But I am a huge fan of the Snickers ice cream bar. And Ralph disputed with me saying that the watermelon roll is the superior product, which I highly, highly dispute.
I mean, it's Ralph, so you.
Yeah, he doesn't know much.
Is a grain of salt.
Yeah, he's kind of an idiot. And hold on, I got a burp, and I have a little bit of a brain freeze too from that awful ice cream roll. So while we're waiting for him, he's sitting out there talking now.
Back to your movie.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was okay.
Okay,
I liked it. I didn't like the aliens.
Well, the aliens were kind of goofy looking. I agree with that part. I thought the story itself was really cool. I thought it was extremely well done. He was great in it. Say what you will about the guy as a person, but if you look at his IMDb list, Tom Cruise's, he does not have a lot of bad movies. It's kind of going back to like when he first blew up. He doesn't really like I'm trying to think like the worst ones were recently. The Mummy, which I didn't even think was that entirely terrible. There were paper towels in here. We already took care of it. I thought that The Mummy wasn't as bad as the review said it was. There was no Brendan Fraser, so that kind of just diminishes it quite a bit.
I mean, Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser is a dreamboat. I love Brendan Fraser. 30 Days of Brendan.
I feel like I'm a microphone at all this
All right,
show.
so again, your movie, if you want to write this down, is Edge of Tomorrow.
I remember it.
Again, it's a sci-fi Groundhog Day, and I'm happy they're making a sequel to it.
Mixed with a little Time Cop.
Oh, Time Cop.
Time Cop.
All right, so what do you
Lady RoboCop.
What do you have for me, Ralph? What album do you have for me?
Okay, I actually wrote down 2.
Okay. Are you gonna let me pick, or are you gonna actually give me one?
I'm gonna give you 2 colors.
Okay.
Red or white. Choose one, and you're gonna get the album associated with
Red.
Red. You're getting the first album of my favorite band, Baroness.
Okay.
Red.
Baroness. Red. We just had the landlord peeping in because of the ice cream dispute, I think. So we're gonna take a quick break because I can use this smoke too.
Back after this.
All right,
And
so
we're back.
We're back. So you just gave me an album, Ralph. Why don't you tell me about the album again? It's
Okay,
Baroness
so
Red.
Baroness is my favorite band. You know that.
Yes.
First things, you may not love the album, but you're not going to hate this album. I'm going to tell you that much. It's a metal album, specifically stoner metal, swamp metal.
Why would I like stoner metal, Ralph?
Wait. I want to see how much more dead air we can get.
I don't want more dead air, but go on.
Let's go to the break.
Let's go to the break. We'll be back after this.
And pun.
So, it's the debut of Baroness. All their albums they name after color. So the first is red, blue.
They didn't
yellow.
do Roy G. Biv. They didn't do it properly.
No, I think they're dumb.
I like Roy G. Biv.
Roy
G. Biv.
What's your favorite letter in Roy G. Biv?
I like the G.
I like the G,
I think the G
right.
gives him some character.
G. He had to do that because of the Rainbow Guild.
There's a lot of tangents in this episode. So it's a metal album.
Metal album.
How many tracks are on it? And when did it come out?
10 or 11. Came out probably about 10 years ago.
Okay, so about 2007, 2008.
2007, that time frame. It's my second favorite Baroness album. Blue's my favorite.
Blue's your favorite?
Hard album. Some progressive elements, but not to the point of like, okay, they're trying
Who would
too
you
hard.
compare them to if you could compare them to any band?
Do you know Kais or Sleep?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
Kais,
okay.
Sleep.
Then I will like this. I have heard some Baroness, and what I've heard I liked.
Yeah. It's
I like Bass Nectar more.
Bass Nectar. You got everything right in that statement.
I know.
It's their hardest album. Every album they kind of go a little softer, which some people like, some people dislike. Really good, solid album. I'm gonna give you, when I give you the Baroness albums, because I'm gonna give you them all at one point. They only have 4.
I even wrote down Blue because if I like the first one, I might just jump into it.
Blue is a perfect album. One of my top.
What was their Where did that one fall? Like when did that one come out?
That was their second one.
So
that one came out probably 2010 or so.
Okay, so they've only been around for about 10 years then.
Yeah,
right?
and
as far as major label
all
goes.
of them were part of other bands before, so they're kind of like a super group.
Any famous bands?
Nah.
Okay,
a lot
so-
in that scene. Baroness is the most famous band of any band they've come from.
Okay.
But
Asia?
Asia is the first super group.
I framed an Asia poster.
I love this album. I love this band. I think I'd be shocked if you didn't at least like the album.
Cool. I'm excited to hear it. Do you ever listen to Baroness, Ken?
Not really, but I think we came back from the break and we forgot our live read.
Wait. Oh, White Claw.
What's he doing?
White Claw hard seltzer. Black cherry. It really only slightly sucks. White Claw.
Only slightly sucks.
Where the fuck did that come from?
That was very good improv on your part.
That was great.
So we got so there you have it. Movies this week. Edge of Tomorrow and Baroness Red.
It might be called Red Album. I forget. I just call it Red, but you'll know.
So
great. By the way, also they have the best artwork of like all their albums.
Better than Tool artwork because I love Tool's artwork.
Same level.
I think that's something we should do this summer. Is we've talked about it before. I've talked about it to you guys. Is go up to Woodstock, the Chapel of Sacred Mirrors. It's a museum of the artist that does all Tool's art. Alex Gray. It used to be in New York City, and it's really fucking cool. Some weird shit going on because people go there and they just get super, super high, and they drop acid. And
wait, people in Woodstock do that?
Yeah, well, this was in New York City originally. Like we were there.
People in New York City.
There were people tripping acid in the middle of this fucking place looking at the art. But they moved to Woodstock because it was getting so big and popular. So I think that's something we should do this summer. All right, so we got our recommendations out of the way. I had 2 stories that I saw, and I thought we could probably talk about this. Did you see this one? It was at some hotel in England, and they were outside in the pool, the hotel pool, and there's this rather large woman. She had to be pushing three bills, and she was shaving her legs in the hotel
what
pool.
What the fuck are you doing?
You're swimming, and you always get a little bit of the pool water in your mouth, and all of a sudden you just get a fucking chlorine hairball.
Was she shaking the?
Yeah,
yes.
No, she was legitimately. There's a picture of her sitting in the pool in her one-piece bathing suit with her legs spread and literally just a razor on her in her thigh. This woman was going deep, and I saw another video. Some woman on the waiting for a bus or the train at New York City, shaving her vagina. Like literally, she's got a skirt on and she's going like this. I'm like, first off,
at least it's not a pool.
I mean, neither's good.
How is shaving your vagina on a bus the lesser of 2 situations?
Yeah, I know. And the fact that you were in plain sight, that people got good video and pictures of it. I mean, there is I have to kind of tip my cap to respect to have that little shame to not like even comprehend why that hotel swimming pool that tons of people are using, children are using may not be the best place. Also, apparently, she cut her leg while she was shaving too.
Oh, that's how disease spreads.
So that actually, when I saw it, it made me think of an episode of It's Always Sunny I just watched where they go to the water park and Frank wants to get to the front of the line, so Charlie gives him hickeys and he just woke up, AIDS, I have AIDS, dude. When I was
now I know why everyone's wearing shoes,
dude. The part that made me laugh, I had to pause it because I was laughing so hard.
Up a watermelon, boys.
When Frank goes down the slide that's not open, and they just take one bottle of water and pour it down, and the whole way down, ow, shit, the whole fucking.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the wrong episode. I think of the one where they go to the county.
This was
pool.
a recent season. This was like 2 seasons ago, I think, or I don't know. It was
a new one.
Because it was in the same season where Mac officially comes out on the show, which I just watched that one. That was actually a very well done episode.
That's a fantastic episode.
Hero or Hate Crime was the name of that one. So that was a good one. And the other story I saw. Now this is interesting. Do you guys like milk? Do you like drinking milk ever?
Wait, now we're reviewing milk?
No, this is a serious question. Like, would you just have a glass of milk, or is it only like when you have cereal or something?
I'll have it with dessert.
Are you open to a glass of milk, like milk and cookies?
It doesn't gross me out.
I like milk with Oreos.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some certain people that really love milk.
Oh, we know.
Oh, God. So, before we go into that, so apparently this is a new thing. Cockroach milk.
What?
Listen. I wrote down. It's derived from cockroach crystals, a part found inside the gut that is rich in essential amino acids and protein. It's only one specific type of cockroach. It's called Diploptera punctata. It's the only cockroach in its entire species that doesn't lay eggs. It actually gives birth. So I'm assuming that's why it can produce milk. And apparently, it's so much better for you than real milk, like actual milk from a cow. It's much harder to get. It takes 1,000 cockroaches.
I would think it would take
1,000 cockroaches to make 100 grams of milk.
It's 1,000 cocks.
1,000 cocks. Yeah, that's literally what it is. Would you try cockroach milk? Would you be open to it? Or would the idea of it that it came from a cockroach skeeve you out too much? Because cows are pretty fucking gross animals themselves. I mean, they say cows are contribute more to polluting our environment than cars or humans. So, would you try?
They do fart a lot.
Yeah, would you try cockroach milk, Ken?
No.
You wouldn't try it just based because it's from a cockroach?
No, it's mostly because I just don't like milk.
Okay, so that's why. What about you, Ralph? Would you try it?
I'm gonna say no, but we all know that the answer is yes.
And
I do it for the show.
I would.
I do it for the show.
For the show. Why are you looking up Seneca Wallace on Wikipedia?
Oh, because we were talking about him before. He
were
hasn't
talking
played
about
in 5 years.
So now you're interested in Seneca Wallace. So,
Yeah.
You said you had some. It can't be as bad as last week. You said you had something interactive.
Well, it is something I wrote.
Oh my God! You are the single worst writer of all time.
So 2 things.
Tommy Wiseau is more deserving of a screenplay. You have literally laminated a script.
Okay,
called
it's not a script.
Oh my! No, it's not even.
It's a report I did in 2001 when I was in elementary school on the tropical rainforest.
This is one of the worst covers I've ever seen. I need a picture of it.
It's word art out the ass.
Oh my God. This is literally looks like it was made by a third grader with a speech impediment.
I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And I also, before you read the report, have some drawings from when I was a little kid.
Okay. I don't know that drawings don't really help on a radio show.
We'll put them online.
We'll put them online. I mean, we will. Oh my God.
Here's a report I did on the dinosaurs.
On the dinosaurs. Let me see. Did you write anything in this? By Ralph Flecha, and it looks like you spelt it out phonetically. It's like ARLH.
Dino ants.
Ralph.
By Ralph Flecha.
Okay,
May 31st.
Wait.
Hold on, I'm going to go through dinosaurs. There's a volcano during a sunny day. It's a sunny sky. This is a big fucking turtle. It's supposed to be a brontosaurus.
I love turtles.
Here, I got one for Ken,
I like
too.
turtles. This is the only thing it should be described as is a shitload dinosaur. It looks like a fucking
There's a
landmine.
comic called The Adventures of Super Dog.
I don't know what this is. What is this? What is that? What the fuck is this? This is like, what is wrong with you? Dude, wait, what is this thing? I wish I could describe these things, but it looks like the Special Olympics of dinosaurs. This is just a bunch of fucking blue and orange. What is this?
It's a helicopter dinosaur.
There's no such thing as a helicopter. This is our screenplay for Rise of the Jurassic Apes. And this is supposed to be a T-Rex. Why did the T-Rex fuck a giraffe? Look at this thing. Oh my God. Your work sucks.
Huge purple dog and shit streaming out of his ass.
Wait, so this is the...
Wait, before we get to that, this is called All About Me.
Oh, wait, you take Tropical Rainforest. I want to read All About Me. So we're going to read All About Me by Ralph Flecha. He actually spelt his name here, okay, with a fucking crayon. I'm going to read it to you.
Wait, describe the cover.
The cover is a bunch of... It's like a serial killer made a ransom note, but with pictures of things. You have Tropicana orange juice.
It's
you have
delish.
a bunch of really shitty, like, Walmart knockoff baseball hats. You have street sharks.
Boss.
You have that
Bringing the sharks back.
That toy castle thing that
I
everyone
still
had.
have that.
You have some kosher dill pickle halves. You have a home planetarium,
Nod
a
to his
soccer
heritage.
ball, a telescope, a Sega Genesis controller, a green peanut M&M, Sonic the Hedgehog, a multi-purpose like pool and ping pong and
This is when I had dreams.
air hockey table and a bicycle at the bottom. So this was made by a kid that definitely got into lead-based paint. So I'm going to read this to you guys. My name is Ralph. I'm going to read it like you wrote it. My name is Ralph Flecha, and I like many things. And there's a picture of, I think that's supposed to be a roller skate, a bicycle,
Spikes.
Stonehenge, a basketball, a tombstone, and he lives in teepees, apparently.
Wait, what's in my hand?
Is that a McDonald's bag?
It's McDonald's.
McDonald's chocolate milk. So he likes to do many things. My favorite food is steak, and he drew himself next to what can only be described as the world's largest steak. It's literally double the size of him. It says, my favorite food is steak. I like to ride my bicycle with my friends.
That's a lot.
So there's two people, someone in red and someone that can only be described as Asian. And the bicycles look like something that would be used as a sex toy. So good job. And the tires are misshapen. So let's see.
Why are all my houses triangles?
I like parrots because they are red. they are red, yellow, and green. And so the parrot again is the size of Big Bird, and he's holding up a ping pong paddle. Sometimes I enjoy roller skitting on my block, and there's his teepee house, and he's sitting with his feet like a duck, like they're both pointing outward,
Quack, quack.
and his arms are out like he's about to embrace a pedophile. And now the last thing is
men touch my hiney.
the last page is someday I want to go to Disney World, and he's standing on a plane. He's skateboarding the plane, and the plane does not have a pilot, nor does it have wings. It's just a dildo.
Sans pilots, sans wings.
That's good.
Flecha.
Built in Pennsylvania, and it's called the Tropical Rainforest.
But it was done in 2001.
Fair.
Let's get topical, boys.
Okay.
Table of contents.
Table of contents. I hope
The
you got, like, a V
overview.
on this.
Page 3. Description of Blom. Page 4.
Blom.
All right, let's go into exactly.
Okay, let's just go
this
right
is long.
into it.
We can't read this.
We're not gonna read the whole thing, but
give me the overview.
Okay, overview. This is my report about the tropical rainforest.
I'm already stretching for words.
I will tell you about the animals you will find there, or how hot it is there. Steamy.
All right, so go on.
Okay. First, you read information about life in this biome.
What did you get on this report? Because it shouldn't have been anything less than a D.
Believe me, we'll know at the end of it.
Is it graded?
Self-graded.
The teacher felt so bad. She's like, give yourself a grade, and even you gave yourself a D.
I phoned it in.
This page will tell how hot it is there and of what plants grow there.
Of what plants grow there?
Marijuana.
What? How old were you when you wrote this?
I think I was like 13. That wasn't like 10.
Hold on, there's another summary statement here. You will then read about the animals. You will then read about the animals. Not that live here, just live here.
The animals live here. Thanks, dude.
It will tell of 3 spaces before how they survive.
I clearly didn't get help on this.
Then you will read about my animal.
All right, dude. Yay.
By the way, I did not look at this. I wanted this all on the air live.
Holy crap. This is the best sentence ever. This is a section telling information about my animal, the cockatoo.
The cockatoo would survive if all the humans went away.
Wait, I don't own a cockatoo.
Your favorite animal is 8-foot-tall parrots, apparently.
Apparently, I didn't know that.
And I like you didn't know what a parrot actually looked like. You drew it like Toucan Sam. Because you probably looked at your Fruit Loops box.
I did it minutes before class.
Guys, apparently, the cockatoo is a large exotic bird. But you won't know about that until you read my sources in my bibliography.
My bibliography?
Wait. I can barely put together a coherent sentence, but I can get bibliography.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think you could write a better one now.
Oh, I will write one.
Altogether, they make my report. It should be one great report. One I hope gets an A+.
I didn't really write that.
Evidence.
Oh,
Exhibit A.
oh God.
Last sentence.
Douche. Oh my God. Was this before or after you blew the teacher?
Like, oh my God.
Okay, I don't need to read any more of that because I'm getting my teeth hurt from looking at you.
Oh my God.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh.
I just looked at this picture. It's a fucking spider with a huge dick that's slapping a kid in the face.
Oh my God.
Who has a dick for an arm?
The kid has a dick for an arm.
Can we all love dicks?
Oh my God.
He's like Jonah Hill in Superbad, just drawing dicks.
Dude, I change fonts every page. Look at this. This one doesn't even have a title.
Comic Sans. Wingdings.
Oh my God.
All right. Oh shit. All right.
By the way, better that report or my playlist.
That report, all the reports and drawings were significantly better than your list.
My favorite drawing.
Yeah, the spider and the kid with dick arms.
A lot of dicks.
Yeah, dude, what is your...
Oh, whoa.
Why were you drawing so many dicks? And giant animals and giant... What's up with the 8-foot steak?
Why? Oh.
Did you go to Catholic school?
All right, Ralph, we have to get on track here a little bit because we went a little bit longer than I normally like to go last week, so I think we want to keep it right around the hour 30 cap. So while we're here, Ken, one movie. What is your number one movie? If you had to pick one.
I mean, I really do have Triple X on the mind.
Shut up!
But,
no one ever has Triple X.
If I have to go one movie, I'd love to say any of the Star Wars movies because I love Star Wars.
Okay.
However,
Deep Track.
I'm gonna go. Goodfellas.
Good choice.
Good choice. A strong one.
And band or a specific album by a band.
So there's 2 bands that I really like.
Okay.
Favorite band of all time is Metallica.
Okay.
And then I really like Coheed and Cambria.
Okay. Good. I'm cool with both of those as long as you leave out Black Album to Saint Anger.
Exactly.
Okay, good man. I don't need to hear load, reload, Saint Anger.
Saint Anger's good, dude.
Saint Anger's great.
The best song on that album is probably Saint Anger or Some Kind of Monster. Those are
You don't like Frantic?
Tick, 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 tock. Oh my
god! No, you're
actually
20 ticks too short.
The best thing about that was the documentary that came out with that album. That was really good.
Yeah.
Now, really quick, I did get to listen to the 2 albums that Micah recommended to us last week. I didn't get to watch the movie, but I have it downloaded so I can watch it.
What movie did you recommend?
Don't Think Twice with Mike Birbiglia.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he gave us last week. The metal album was awesome.
Phenomenal.
That was Rivers and Nile.
That album's officially in my rotation.
That one, that's not even necessarily always my thing. It's a little bit heavier than I normally listen to. It was Rivers and Nile, Where Owls Know My Name. But I loved it. The music on it was fantastic. It was mixed incredibly. The breakdowns were phenomenal. So I really liked that one.
Had a lot of jazz elements, which is cool.
It actually reminded me, and I don't know if you've ever listened to the Slipknot album before Corey Taylor, Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat.
That's my favorite Slipknot album.
The original singer, the one song, Do Nothing, Bitch Slap, where it starts out as a metal song and then goes into a jazz breakdown.
That's the one where they only printed like 1,000 copies.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Amazingly, my brother had one of them, and that's how I first. He had the original copy of that, and he had Kid Rock's first album, Grit Sandwiches for Breakfast.
Oh, that's the one with Yodeling in the Valley.
Yeah. So
that's a bad
and the other album he gave us, I know you never heard it, but I had the 18th Letter by Rakim.
Loved it.
One of the best rap albums that you'd ever hear in your life.
It sounded like a good Wu-Tang solo album.
Yes, I agree with that. So before we wrap up, we're gonna go with our usual theme, hot take. Give me one hot take.
Me?
Yeah, let's start with you.
Okay.
You never come up with one first, and I don't have one yet.
So my birthday's coming up next week, June 11th. And I keep getting ads.
So Meg was wrong about your birthday.
Meg's always wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
So I keep getting notifications on Facebook asking me if I would like to dedicate my birthday to a cause.
Oh my God.
And I am so fucking sick of people doing this. The original idea was that you didn't get gifts to raise money for a cause.
Yeah.
Now people are raising money, other people's money, to donate in their name for a cause. Fuck you. You're not Mother Teresa. You're not some other charitable person.
You're cursing a lot. Yeah, relax.
It gets me angry.
It's because you had too much
of that blue here.
Too much of your screen's going bluey. Ken, do you have a hot take for me? It could be anything. It could be movies, sports, music, anything.
I don't know if it's quite a hot take or the hottest take. It's a bit controversial.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm going to say that the devaluation of the running back in the NFL is because of racism.
Wait, are you being serious?
He is staring you dead in the eyes.
No, he's fucking with me. I was like, wait, what? Because there's no white running backs? Is that why?
No.
Why? Explain it.
Owners. It's racism. It's Stephen A. Smith.
This kid's such an asshole. You know what's funny is a bunch of my friends are going to listen to this. Your friend was a social justice warrior. You fucking
I'm
douche.
still not sure what race is being.
Yeah, what race is being discriminated?
Exaggerated.
Wait, so the devaluation, even though teams still carry, it's like one thing if teams just said we're not going to use running backs ever. Like, we're just going empty backfield every time.
That's a good take.
Do you have an actual hot take?
You have an actual hot
You
take.
asshole.
The new Star Wars movie.
Which one? Solo?
Solo.
Okay.
It really pulled on my heartstrings.
You liked it.
I did.
I enjoyed it.
It was.
I was highly entertained.
It was highly entertaining. And I kind of agree. It is like Indiana Jones in the space.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. I think the first 30 minutes were clunky, no matter what. Like right around the time they got to Lando, I thought that's where it really found its stride.
Lando was the best.
Dude, I can't believe how good Donald Glover was as the mannerisms, the voice, it was impeccable.
He looks more like Lando than Billy D. Williams.
Speaking of Lando, the rumor is right now that Billy D. Williams will be in episode 9 as Lando.
Is he going to be alive?
Yeah, he's going to be alive. Oh, you mean like in real life? It's a Force ghost, Lando. Now, a hot take. I have to really think about this one. So I'm going to go the sports realm, and it's something you brought up you were fucking with me earlier, Ralph, about David Wright.
Mm-hmm.
And
great Met or greatest Met?
By default, greatest.
Well, Tom Seaver's the greatest Met. That is
greatest Met for life.
Greatest,
only Met for life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just tired of them even like. I think he should be given as much time as he wants. If he really is he's not crying or whining. He's trying to get back, but can the media and the team stop acting like him getting back to throwing a baseball 30 feet is meaningful at all? It's sad. Like, I see him in interviews. He looks horrible. He's got to be 30 pounds lighter.
He looks really old.
He looks gaunt. Like, if he could somehow play again, he'd be lucky to hit a double to the gap. Like, he just looks like he has nothing left. And he used to be a fucking huge, like, ripped dude 30 home run guy.
He was on his way to a Hall of Fame career.
His numbers were right in line with the Hall of Fame career. He was hitting 25.
Especially for third baseman, where like the bar's really low.
He was a Gold Glove third baseman, 25, 30 home runs.
Face of the franchise.
Which for the
Mets
captain,
is a huge part.
He was a 20-20 guy at minimum in his prime. Possibly a 30-30 guy. Yeah, he was, I don't know if he had a 30-30 season, but he was close one year. But he was at a minimum 20-20 guy. And he was as good as any third baseman in the league in his prime. I think it's time to. I think fans that there's some fans. The shit they say about David Wright is just beyond me. Our big-eared friend just walked into the Attack Move studio. Do you want to say anything, Megan?
No.
What are you doing?
I'm smoking a cigarette.
Oh, well, you should quit. They're not good for you.
Okay, you keep that in mind.
All right, bye. So yeah, I don't want to hear anything. I don't think the Mets fans especially, getting on David Wright to me is just it's insanity. What is he?
Quickly, to bring back fans for the Mets this year, because it's
bringing the minor league team to play.
I think
they're playing with 24
I think what they need to
people.
do is, because it's worked for them in the past. What comic book hero are they going to turn Jason Vargas into? Going to be the Green Lantern?
Oh no, he's got to be like Aquaman. If he's going to be anyone, the worst superhero.
Because he's constantly drowning.
That's another. Okay, so before we wrap up, did you see what he did the other night, Vargas, and Mickey Callaway's move? I want to know.
You know what? I remember it. I'm not thinking of it right now.
He pitched really well against the Braves. He was pitching on 3 days rest because he only went 3 innings the previous start. Through 5 innings at 65 pitches, he had only given up, I think, 3 or 4 hits, 1 walk, no runs, and Mickey Callaway pulled him. Was that the right move?
Yes, because he's going to implode.
So I agree overall, but the one side of me being a baseball fan, the eye test was telling me this guy is throwing free and easy. I've seen every start this year.
Let him leave on a high note.
I tend to agree and especially since it was short rest, so his stamina wasn't going to be there.
If you had Johan in 09 going, that's a bad example.
Speaking of which, today's the anniversary of the no-hitter.
Oh, that's right.
It's
the anniversary of the end of Johan's career.
You know what? I was arguing with someone about that today. They were talking about how terrible he was after that. But what's crazy?
I don't think that.
No, what's crazy is the first start after, when he threw 145 pitches.
Wasn't that the one where the Yankees lit him up?
The Yankees lit him up.
Yeah.
The next start he gave up 4 runs, but then the entire month of June he pitched to a 2.40 ERA. He injured his ankle against the Cubs in the first start in July, and it was the ankle that, if you look at every start after that, it wasn't the no-hitter that ruined him.
No,
it was the ankle, and then because the ankle was hurt, he was pushing off on the shoulder more. He wasn't going to have a long shelf life regardless at the end.
No.
But I don't think the no-hitter did anything, and Terry Collins should take that off his conscience.
Actually, I got a buddy. I'm going to try and get him on the show next week. He can call in 10 minutes real quick.
Okay.
He was at that game. All he ever wanted to see was a Met get a no-hitter, and he was escorted out before the no-hitter.
Boom.
I'll let him tell the story next week.
Now another Mets issue here.
What a cocksucker.
I thought we wanted to keep this episode short.
Yeah, no.
My bad.
Quick.
My bad.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Why,
I could talk about the Mets dad forever.
Why do Mets fans hate Carlos Beltran for 1 at bat when he gave you
when anyone would
have
struck out against that pitch?
Yep.
One of the best clutch players of all time.
He's their greatest free agent acquisition of all time,
which is really sad.
And he was the best center fielder in the game when he came over. He played the best. He was the best defensive center fielder in the game at the time. So I'm with Mets fans that get on. The Mets fans they have to be angry at someone all the time. All right, so now we're gonna wrap this up. This is episode 6 of You Watch, I Listen. I don't really know what's going on with the recording next week, so you and I have to figure that out.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I'm sure we're gonna record. I just don't know when yet.
And we also have some things in the backlog in case we can't do it. So we'll release something for our for fans.
So no, man, we hit 1,000 listeners this week, man. That which is fantastic. So thanks to everyone that's been listening.
Okay, round of applause.
Round of applause. Golf clap. So as always, You Watch, I Listen. Watch, listen, share, subscribe. Later.
See ya.
Go Yankees.